Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to a differently scheduled stream, but essentially daily stream where we stream every single day during the week, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, Fridays are set for our channel members only. But obviously, this is a bit of a different stream than normal. Kind of an active weekend for Juicy MMA this weekend. Of course, we are doing a watch along for PFL Madrid, the main event being Steenis versus Fabian Edwards 2. And also, we're going to be watching the co-main event as well. The co-main event is going to be next. Kind of hopped on the stream a little bit later than the card itself started, or even the main card started, as I'm not too big of a fan of a lot of the other fighters on the PFL's roster. And also, the PFL spacing is known to be incredibly bad, to be honest. But at least we'll react to the main two fights. And obviously, for tomorrow, we'll be doing another watch along for UFC London, which I'm much more excited about. But just decided to hop on a stream and react to this card. So, as I said, coming up next is going to be the co-main event. AJ McKee is going to be in the co-main event, and we'll see how that one plays out. I wasn't really watching the card previous to this. I saw there was a couple finishes. Actually, every fight in the main card was a finish previous to this, so hopefully we can continue that trend going on the co-main event as well as the main event. But yeah, just a couple of interesting fights, I guess, so I decided to hop on. But outside of that, obviously tomorrow is UFC London. For anybody that is interested, I did put out my best bets for all our channel members already. So that's out. And the card tomorrow, I also will be doing a full watch along for it as well. For UFC London, which I'm excited about. There's a lot of exciting fights in the card, like the main event, Movsar versus Lerone. Both guys are on weight. There was some questions, not even necessarily for the main event, but a couple other fights as well. Are some fights going to pull out? But everybody made weight outside of the first fight of the night. That fight was called off between Luana Carolina, as she missed weight by like 10 pounds or something absurd. But outside of that, every other fight is continuing on the card and looks like a pretty good one. Both the main card as well as some of the fights in the prelims, like, for example, Chieta versus Nathaniel Wood, I think is a really good fight on paper. We'll see how it plays out. Chieta looked to be really good outside of the UFC, seems to be somewhat technical, seems to be incredibly powerful, and we'll see how he does against a pretty technical fighter in Nathaniel Wood himself. So I'm excited about that one, obviously, for next weekend. But we'll see. We'll see how everything plays out. And also, it is going to be an earlier card for tomorrow as well, as obviously they're in London. So if you're on Eastern time, it's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern time start time for the main, or not for the main event, for the first fight of the prelims. And we'll go forward from there. But yeah, just in the PFL card right now, we're just got classic PFL pacing here, where we just got to wait, 3 hours between each and every fight. But they're just doing some promos right now, and hopefully we'll be getting on to the next fight, which is, should be a relatively good one. AJ McKee is in it. Obviously, he's a pretty big favorite, and probably rightfully so over his opponent, but we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully he's able to find a finish, which doesn't always do. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Can I be a stream moderator? Sure, you can. How do I do it? I'm doing my live stream on a different platform, so I'm not sure how to do it from here, but I'll figure it out. Can be a moderator. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We're just doing a watch along for PFL Madrid, with the main event being Steenis versus Edwards 2. The first time they did it was quite a while ago. First time they fought was quite a while ago. They're doing the second fight here. You're coded. Thanks so much, brother. Let me figure it out. You're on the mobile version. All right, 1 second, boys. Bear with me. All right. All right, there you go. You're a moderator, brother. There you go. But yeah, so we're just going through some of the promos here, some of the upcoming events for the PFL. We got our boy Brian Battle fighting against Johnny Eblen Saturday, March 28th. I mean, listen, I'm reacting to the card. There's some decent fights that I'm interested in. Leon Edwards' brothers fighting, of course, on the main event versus Steenis, who didn't have the best performance in the world in his first fight, or not his first fight, his last fight, I should say, talking about Steenis, but he got an incredible submission at the very end of the fight. So it should be impressive, should be fun, one way or the other. But, in general, I've obviously criticized the PFL quite a bit. They have not done things well at all, to say the least. I think there was multiple opportunities missed when the UFC was on their hiatus at the beginning of the year and to end last year. But nonetheless, we'll see what they're able to do here. Hopefully, they can put on a good card together. But has anybody in chat actually been watching this card outside of just the main and co-main? I haven't been watching it, but I saw all finishes up until this point, which is always fun. But also, I do want to make a quick mention. If you guys are enjoying the stream and want to support your boy, be sure to hit that join button for best bets. I do have my best bets for tomorrow's card, actually, UFC London. Those are already out for channel members, as well as members-only live streams every single Friday, which I will be doing a members-only live stream after this live stream is over. Also, you'll get access to members-only shoutouts in each one of my videos, discounted merch, alongside with additional perks as well. So if you're enjoying the stream, want to support your boy, be sure to hit that join button down below. But yeah, boys, here we go. Just a little additional promos for McKee, and hopefully we can get right into it. This is the one thing that I will say. I know there's a lot of issues with the UFC. There's no question about it, but the pacing in between fights is significantly better with the UFC as compared to boxing, and especially as compared to PFL. I mean, the last PFL fight ended like over 10 minutes ago, and we're still doing promos on top of promos on top of promos, which is cool, I guess, but we want to watch the actual fights when you're watching a MMA MMA card. So it is a little bit annoying, but we'll get through it and we'll get to the co-main. I'll become a member so I can moderate next stream. Let's go, brother. Thanks so much. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I mean, as I said, anybody that is new here, I do live streams consistently Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then Fridays, I do a live stream for channel members only, but very consistent on this channel in terms of main content Monday through Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you're interested, I do a lot of additional stuff outside of just these watch along streams. Here we go, boys. We got our boy Borix walking out for this co-main event. In terms of the betting odds, I don't think it's very close, to be honest. I think AJ McKee is like a -200 or something like that, -250, maybe even higher. Let's see what he is. Let's see. In terms of bets for this card, obviously I didn't put anything out for channel members. Don't really know that much about this card outside of the main and co-main, I guess. Or no, actually, AJ McKee's -500 at this point, so grew pretty significantly. But the only thing, if I were to take bets for either the main or co-main event, I'd probably take Fabian Edwards -134. Although Van Steenis found a beautiful submission at the very end of his last fight, I didn't think he looked great previous to that, so I'd probably put the chalk on Fabian Edwards if I were going to bet, but I'm not personally taking it. John, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Just excited in general, though, to get on to these watch-alongs. Haven't done this in quite a while, so excited to do it for this card. Not the most exciting card ever, but I'm excited to get on for this one. And obviously tomorrow we'll be doing the exact same, but for the entirety of the card. Yeah, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Me versus you in a street fight. Who would win? I don't know. I don't train, so there's that. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Just doing a little bit of a watch along for PFL Madrid. Van Steenis versus Edwards 2. They first fought quite a while ago. But this is the rematch for the belt. Van Steenis pulled off an incredible submission victory at the very end of his last fight in the 5th round. And here's his first title defense. But before that, we do have Borix going up against AJ McKee for the co-main event. And they're walking out right now. All right there. All right there for what? Now you became a member, so I appreciate it. If you did, I appreciate that, man. Thanks so much. But yeah, just doing the walkouts right now. My bad, boys. Let me just check something quickly. But all right, AJ McKee's walking out here. Do you guys have any bets or plays or anything like that for either one of these fights, main or co-main event? As I said, for me, don't have anything that I took personally, but I would take Fabian Edwards if I were going to bet. Also, I am going to be plopping up. I'm not going to be watching the actual fights on the stream. Oh, I'll be watching it, but I'm not going to be putting it up on screen. But I will be putting a tab so you guys can what's it called? I'll be putting this tab up there so you guys can watch along with the stream or sync your streams up. Dang, there's 4 members in the stream. Yeah, a bit of a slow one, obviously. I don't know how many people really care about the PFL, but just decided to do it just because, why not, I guess. Haven't done one of these in a long time. But all right, there we go, boys. Should be a little bit better now. But AJ McKee's walking out at this point. A lot of people wanted to see him in the UFC. I just don't think would be that great, to be honest, in the UFC. He's a good fighter, but I do think there are some things missing from his game, and we'll see if he makes improvements to them in this fight. Next week's UFC card has some good fights. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It does. Talking about like tomorrow's card, you're saying next week's, I'm assuming. Adesanya versus Pfeiffer. Yeah, it does. I mean, the main event I think is pretty good. I know a lot of people were questioning why that fight was made, and it is what it is. It's definitely interesting matchmaking, to say the least. But I do think this is going to be a big test for Izzy, just to see if he's washed or not. If he's washed, then yeah, he'll probably get knocked out and lose. But if he's not washed, I do think he probably puts on a masterclass against Joe Pfeiffer. It'll be, we'll find out, I guess, on Saturday night. Co-main event, Macy Barber versus Alexa Grasso. Somewhat interesting, I guess. Michael Chiesa against Carlton Harris was canceled, but Chiesa said he found a new opponent, so he'll be fighting somebody else. Juliana Rosa, the Juicyverse. He's always fun. So win or loss, that fight should be fun. Then Mansoor is going to be in a fun fight. Definitely a big step up in competition. Kyle Nelson versus Terrence McKinney should be good. Probably only lasts a round. I would assume Terrence McKinney takes the fight to the ground and submits Kyle Nelson in the first round, but one way or the other, it'll be fun. Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson is what it is. Volter Walker versus Tybura, I think, is canceled. I don't think that's on the card. But yeah, there's some interesting fights in the card. Definitely not super highly touted names or anything like that. But at the same time, there's definitely some fights in the card that I think will be more fun in reality than on paper. Yeah, Easy Volter Walker's on it. Is he on it still, or is it canceled? I know it's still on the list, at least on Google. But I heard a while ago that he pulled out of that fight against Tybura, and Tybura is actually fighting somebody else. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that, though. I hope he's on the card. I mean, he's a super fun fighter. As I said, when that fight initially got made, I think it's a heel hook waiting to happen for Volter Walker. But I don't know. I thought it was canceled. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. I've never watched a PFL before. What time did the prelims start? Prelims started at it started at 1, I think, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I actually wasn't watching the card previous to it, to be honest. I'm not the biggest PFL fan in the world, to be honest, but I just was interested in the main and co-main event, so decided to hop on a live stream. Oh, the Volter Walker fight was canceled. Yeah, I think it was. I'm not sure. I mean, I'll check, I guess. But I'm pretty sure that fight was canceled. Let's see. When you look up Volter Walker, the picture that shows up is Volkov. On ESPN, it says it's still happening, but I'm pretty sure it's canceled. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I heard it was. Welcome, everyone. Let's go. Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody that is joining the stream. We're about to get started with the first fight of the stream. They're just making the announcements at this point. Yeah, we'll get into it. All right. This announcer has interesting hair, to say the least. How do you think Michelle Pajeda versus Shara Bullet will go? I would assume Shara Bullet would have the advantage in that fight. I do think he'll win. But I don't know. Just because Michelle Pajeda is probably not like that good anymore. I think he's pretty washed. We've shown that even in his wins, in his last fight, I didn't think he looked great, to be honest, at all. He's explosive and powerful, but I do think he's probably going to get pieced up on the outside and probably gas out relatively quickly based upon the body kicks of Shara Bullet. I don't think Shara Bullet's any good. I really don't. But this is not the toughest matchup in the world for him, to be completely honest. Very anti-AJ McKee crowd here. We'll see how it plays out, though. Let's go, boys. All right, let's get into this. Sup? Let's go. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. I don't know about that. Very good, brother. Welcome to the stream. All right, we're about to get started. Round 1. Let's get into it. I will, as the timer is up top, I will be syncing that up to what I'm watching, and you guys can sync up your streams to it as well. You're handsome. I appreciate that, brother. All right, boys. About to get started in round one. Right about. Classic PFL pacing. Let's go. All right, right now, boys. Round one. Here we go. Nice body kick for side kick for AJ McKee. Nice body kick again for AJ McKee. Left hook over the top for Boric. Oh, nice jab right straight for McKee. Looking to have a bit of a speed advantage, a significant speed advantage, actually. Nice elliptical kick to the leg for McKee. What McKee does really well here is a lot of volume. He obviously has a speed advantage here. We'll see. Oh, beautiful jab left straight. Lands cleanly for McKee again. The speed is definitely giving Boric a bit of an issue here. Boric is doing a better job at pressuring, though, effectively. Nice elliptical kick again for McKee. A lot of different volume here. Kicks, body kicks, a jab left straight so far. Relatively simplistic, I guess, but is having a good amount of success with the speed. Right hook over the top came up short for McKee. Left straight came up short for McKee as well there. Oh, head kick. He was a little bit off balance. AJ fell to his back. Boris is probably just going to let him back up. And a bit of a waiting game here. Who's gonna fall into the other guy's game? All right, there you go. Boris just lets him up. Yeah, AJ it's a good shout in the commentary. AJ is doing a good job at utilizing a lot of footwork, not getting into boxing range. He's much better at striking at long range. And when his punches get extended, his combinations get extended, that's where he gets wild. But his jab left straight is pretty good. His kicks are also pretty good, very fast as well. So this is definitely AJ McKee's sort of fight. If you're Borix, you definitely want to get on the inside, force boxing range, and that's really where you can land big shots and potentially find the knockout. But he's not doing a great job at pressuring and forcing his way into the pocket. Nice left straight over the top for McKee once again. Oh, nice knee for McKee there. A bit of a counter by Boris. I don't know if that landed cleanly. Body kick again for McKee lands. The left kick to the body is wide open every single time. I'm in grade 12 this year. Let's go, brother. Congrats. Yeah, Borix is just not doing a good enough job at pressuring effectively. There's times where he's on the front foot a little bit, but he's not forcing his way into boxing range. Obviously, he's afraid of, getting caught with the left straight while coming in, so it's easier said than done. But if he's going to win this fight, that's what he needs to do. Takedown attempt here from AJ McKee, a bit of a sloppy takedown attempt, and they break. Not a great shot there, to be honest. But they get right back to the middle. McKee is loading up a little bit too much and overextending on a lot of his left hands here. He was doing a much better job early, so potential opportunity for counters if you're Borix. But nice front kick to the body from AJ McKee. Yeah, AJ's getting a little bit wild for my liking, to be honest. He has such a speed advantage. It hasn't mattered up until this point, and maybe it won't matter. But he's getting a bit more wild. Jab came up short for Borix. Couple baby shots for Borix. Jab got blocked by AJ McKee. Or from AJ McKee, I should say. Nice calf kick lens there for Borix. Kind of just staring at each other, though, and kind of having a sparring match for the most part, which definitely benefits AJ McKee, this sort of a fight. Nice elliptical kick to the knee from AJ. Doing a good job at landing a lot of different variety of shots, calf kicks, elliptical kicks, left straights up top, but would like to see a little bit more damage put together if you're McKee, or if you're Borix, force your way into the pocket, as I said before, and land a couple of big shots. But anybody that is joining late, we are doing a watch-along for PFL Madrid, Steenis versus Edwards 2. Right now, it's the co-main event between AJ McKee and Borix. McKee's winning thus far the first round. Oh, nice left straight lands for McKee, utilizing that speed once again. Elliptical kick lands again. Every time he wants it, it's there for McKee. A couple of nice kicks to the leg for Borix. Elliptical kick again. Front kick up the middle. Again, gets blocked, though. 40 seconds. Yes, sir. Winding down. Or, well, for me, I'm at 24 seconds. Nice right straight to the body. Or right hook to the body, I should say, by Borix. That's what he needs to do. Force his way into the pocket. Oh, nice little counter there from Borix. Oh, something happened. That was weird. I don't know what that was. But maybe a slip or something, yeah. Anyways, last 10 seconds. Head kick came up partially short. Borix is picking it up a little bit the last 10 seconds here, which is what he needs to do. Head kick came up short. All right. Let's reset that. All right. Round one, definitely would say went to McKee. Definitely some better work at the very end of that first round by Borix. But definitely AJ McKee won that first round by utilizing jab, left, straight, some calf kicks, elliptical kicks, and just had more volume overall than Borix. Borix just didn't do enough, in my opinion, to win the round. Not the most exciting round in the world, but that's kind of what you have to expect when you talk about PFL fights and maybe AJ McKee fights in general. That was a tough round. Yeah, I think it's I think AJ McKee won it. But better work at the very end by Borix. My mistake good. Very good, very good. Welcome to the stream, brother. That was a beautiful knee to the body, though, by McKee. A nice counter left. Kind of landed with the palm, though, on the jab as well. Not super clean shots there. There you go. Front kick to the head was nice. Anyways, though, getting into round two. Here we go. His toe popped out or something? Is that what happened? All right, there you go. McKee's toe is fucked up a little bit. We'll see if that has any factor in the movement, but so far it doesn't look like it. Seems to be fine. But McKee can't move as well, and definitely will favor Borix as he can just force his way into boxing range, land big shots, and maybe find the finish. Outside calf kick lands from McKee, a little bit of an elliptical kick that came up short from him. Outside kick again lands, but Borix lands a nice counter jab. Better pressure here from Borix, of course, but you got to force your way into boxing range. I know it, is easier said than done, but he's got to do a better job at that. He just would have such a big advantage. McKee can't really box on the inside. He's more of a striker on the outside, utilizing kicks and straights. Beautiful body kick, though, lands for McKee. Pressure here once again from Borix. Head kick gets blocked. Yeah, he's getting, pushed back so easily. Talking about Borix is just not favoring him, this sort of style of fight. Just doing way too much waiting. He's got to explode more, and he's got to force his way into the pocket. Nice left hook lands there. Nice body kick lands there as well for Borix. More volume, though, you would like to see from him. Yes, power punches for sure, but more volume to open up things as well. A lot of kicks coming from AJ McKee, a couple of them landing. Obviously, not too much damage. There you go. A couple big shots there. Right hook into a left hook for Borix. That's what he needs to do more of. Right straight gets blocked, I believe, by Borix. But that's more of what he needs to do if he's going to win this fight. Body kick lands for McKee. Left hook came up short for Borix. This is kind of the PFL experience, boys. Not the most exciting fight in the world. Oh, there you go. Oh, overswing from Borix there. Obviously, it came up short. There you go. A couple shots, partially lands from Borix. That's what he needs to do. Pick up the pace here, put together combinations, land big shots. Head kick gets blocked from McKee. Nice elliptical kick. But I will say this, McKee is doing a good job at keeping Borix off him by utilizing a lot of those kicks. Elliptical kicks, front kicks to the body, head kicks at times. It is doing a good job of keeping Borix away. But there is more that Borix can be doing, obviously. Double jab. Should have followed up with a right straight there, but didn't. There you go. Right straight that time lands for Borix. How are you watching? I'm watching on Strikeout. Beautiful jab, left straight lands for McKee. Welcome to the stream, by the way, though, brother. Body kick lands for Borix. Bit of athleticism advantage, obviously, for McKee here as well. Just making it difficult for Borix to get in range. Nice calf kick lands, though, for Borix. That was a good one. Probably one of his bigger shots of the fight, to be honest. But this is what you don't want, just staring at each other. He's probably losing this round as well, I would say. He's had some more success here, but he's just not active enough. And these calf kicks, body kicks, whatever, are adding up for McKee, even though they're not powerful either. But yeah, you don't want this sort of a fight. Nice calf kick lands, outside calf kick lands for AJ. Outside calf kick came up short for Borks. Oh, there. Oh, beautiful. Jab left straight lands for AJ McKee. Didn't really hurt him, but was good shots. There you go. Borks lands a right hand in counter. Picking up a little bit. Beautiful shot that time for AJ McKee, but Borks does a really good job at stuffing the takedown. Double unders, though, for McKee. He's in a good spot alongside the cage. Let's see if he can trip him out and get him to the ground. I have a hockey game today. Let's go, brother. Congrats. But McKee definitely has a pretty big grappling edge here. You would like to see him take the fight to the ground in this scenario with double unders. But Borks is doing a good job thus far at keeping his base. Keep your base. All right, Jim McKee went for a trip. Unsuccessful there. Borks did a good job at stuffing it. Nice knee to the body, though, for McKee. The more that he's able to gas out Borks, the more likely he's going to win. I mean, anyway, I'd probably say he won this round as well. He's probably up 2 rounds anyway, but it definitely takes away the danger factor of Borks the longer you go into the fight. But all right, there you go. 2 rounds down. AJ McKee won both of them. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest, it's a pretty boring fight. I mean, he's kind of just sparring out there, if we're being honest. Just a lot of calf kicks, elliptical kicks, front kicks to the body. Nothing too meaningful. But he's doing enough to win the fight, and Borks is not really picking up the pace. McKee definitely has a fucked up toe at this point, but it doesn't seem to be bothering him that badly to the point where he can't move effectively. He's still able to move pretty well. So I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. At least at this point, maybe we'll get hurt more in the 3rd round. But up until this point, 2-0 for AJ McKee. That was a nice left hook over the top, though, from Borks, but just not often enough. He definitely is overswinging on a couple shots and whatnot, but you would like to see more combinations if you're Borks. Beautiful job by McKee coming off the cage and landing a left straight. This is just a fake reaction. AJ McKee's watch party. Such a boring fight. No way you can have that reaction. Anyways, though, boys, getting into round 3. Right about. Here we go. Right about now, round 3. 2-0 for AJ McKee at this point. Kind of a boring fight, though. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. How did also win? I wasn't even watching the fight previous. I just hopped on a live stream for the main and co-main event. I wasn't watching previous to that, so I'm not even sure. I would have to watch it back. Nice elliptical kick once again for AJ McKee. Stand switch into orthodox for McKee, right back to southpaw. Couple of body kicks landed there for McKee. And he's doing a good job at just forcing Borks off him by utilizing a lot of volume, a lot of kicks. But at the same time, Borks is way too hesitant here. His only path to victory is getting on the inside. You definitely can knock him out if you do that, but he's just very hesitant to actually get in there. Round 1 KO. Oh, fuck. Stream went down. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even see it. Fuck. My bad, boys. Stream went off for a second. There we go. We're back. And the timer is good, by the way. Elliptical kick or side kick lands to the body. Nah, fuck. This thing's fucking up. But all right, we're good so far. Nice right hand to the body for Borks. Nice jab lands from McKee. Borks is just a little bit too slow. The speed disadvantage is pretty significant here for Borks. Obviously making it a little bit more difficult, but nonetheless, he's got to get on the inside. He's going to lose the fight anyway. You should show it, Pimp. Nah, I can't. It's going to get taken down. But I wish I could. Maybe in the future. Nice right straight landed from Borks there. Ooh, nice head kick. Lands from AJ McKee. Or it was a body kick. Right straight lands over the top for Borix that time. He definitely is doing a better job at landing a couple more shots here, but he's got to do more. He's waiting way too much. He's clearly down 2 rounds. There you go, right straight over the top. That was nice, but he just has to do more to do it. Nice outside calf kick lands for Boris there. What's going on, brother? Welcome to stream. Any stream links? I do not have a link, but oh, there you go. Good shots there from McKee. But I'm personally using Strikeout. Nice body kick there from AJ. One of his better shots of the night, to be honest. That was a pretty good shot. That was a really nice shot from AJ McKee, getting the fight to the ground. Easy double leg takedown there in the middle of the cage. How much time's left in this round? Like 2 minutes. Borix is going to really need to work hard to get back to his feet, and as soon as he does that, he's got to find a knockout. Clearly down 2 rounds, and he's losing this round as well. Not going great for him. The odds are obviously accurate so far, but not that fun of a fight. I'm taking the pound, ground and pound, Austin, run KO. Other guy must have been made of glass. Yeah. It's not too frequent you see something like that. It has to be. Especially for women's MMA. Borix is just trying to land some elbows to the side, which is not doing him any good. He's got to build his base immediately, get back to his feet, which he's not going to do. Or actually, as I say that, he does that. Tries. Nice elbow to the side of the head. Get back to his knees. There you go. Good job, actually, by Borix getting back to his feet. McKee landed some good damage, though, on the way up. If you're Borix, you got to go for broke here. Got to go all out. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to stream. PFL is so washed. UFC's on top. No question about it. PFL sucks. I mean, this fight sucks, if we're being honest. But just decided to hop on a watch along and watch it. Hopefully the main event is a little bit better. Ben Steenis and Fabian Edwards. But so far this fight has not been great. But dominant performance, though, from McKee. Or obvious that he's winning, I guess I should say. Nice right hook to the body, though. Lands from Borix. You got to do more. I don't get why he's backing up at this point. You got to do more. Got to find the finish. McKee is slowing down slightly, so this is your opportunity if you are Borix with 30 seconds left in the round. Just is not doing enough. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. This guy sucks. Appreciate that, brother. What are we talking about the fighters? Talk about me. There you go. Overhand right over the top. Partially lands. Body kick lands for Borix. He's doing a little bit better here, throwing big shots. He wants to throw down when he's clearly losing the fight, but he throws a couple of kicks. There you go. AJ McKee's landing some shots as well. Are throwing some shots, but honestly, neither one of these guys are landing. Borix, not you. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, he kind of does suck. And there you go. That was I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't know. I guess good performance from AJ McKee, but that was a shitty performance from Borix. He just didn't do enough. Pretty clear 30-27, I thought. The odds were accurate. And we'll move on to the main event. It is the PFL, though, so we are going to get our PFL level spacing, where it's probably going to take 45 minutes to get to the main event after the scorecards are announced. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm just more excited for tomorrow's card for UFC London. I will be doing my full watch-along for that card tomorrow. Anybody that is interested. But for this card, anybody that is joining late, I'm doing a watch-along for PFL Madrid. With the main event coming up next, Van Steenis versus Leon Edwards versus Fabian Edwards too. Yeah, that is true. I mean, he didn't do a great job at starting fast, which is absolutely what he needed to do. I don't know why his hands are up. He sucks. Clearly lost the fight 30-27. But it is what it is, I guess. I feel like we just see a lot of these sort of performances in the PFL, where a lot of these guys just get going a little bit too slowly, and it just turns out to be a staring contest, even if they're down 2 rounds going into the third. But all right, there you go. Another victory for AJ. I don't think he'll be a very good fighter. He's not going to, but theoretically, if he ever joined the UFC, I don't think he would be very good. But it's good enough for the PFL. See what the scorecards are. We got our boys coming up next. Van Steenis versus Fabian Edwards 2. They fought once before, but it's a long time ago. This time it's for the belt. See how it plays out in just a short amount of time. But let's hear the scorecards for the co-main event. This is classic. This is why people hate the PFL. I'm gonna be honest. Why are they showing like the Leon and Fabian Edwards and Van Steenis in the back room when they could just tell us what the scorecards are and move on? This is why people hate the PFL. Their pacing is so bad. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Should be 30-27. There you go. I don't know what Borix is thinking. I don't know why he's upset about the decision. Very obvious. But 230-27 scorecards, 129-28. I don't see what round you can give to Borix. I'm going to be honest. Maybe the third round he landed a little bit better, but I don't know. Not a great performance. Let's see what AJ says here. Crowd's not happy about it. Do you guys ever think that the PFL is going to compete with the UFC or any other MMA organization? I think no. I don't think the PFL is ever going to compete. It's just when you watch these cards, this is like one of their quote unquote bigger cards, and you have fights like this, it just kind of shows you where the level is for the PFL. But maybe Netflix could potentially contend in the future. Not right now, but maybe in the future. But most likely nobody competes. I was about to say who gave that guy a single round. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what round you could possibly give him. I guess the third round. That's the only thing I could think of. But even then, I do not think he won the round. I thought it was a pretty clear 30-27. So I don't know why he was pissed or whatever. But Paul Hughes fights made me stop watching. Well, he had a fun fight versus Usman, especially the first time. Second time, not as much. But I thought his first fight versus Usman and Nurmagomedov was pretty good. I actually thought he won the fight. Kind of thought it was like ridiculous scorecards. I believe 2 of the 3 judges gave it 4-1 in favor of Usman, which made no sense. I thought Paul Hughes actually won the fight. So that definitely was not great. But the second time around, I thought he definitely lost. He just didn't have the same pressure momentum in that second fight. But yeah, I thought Paul won the first. The second, Usman was playing dirty as fuck. Yeah, he fouled him a bunch of times. He even fouled him a bunch of times the first fight as well, and they just refused to take a point away, which would have obviously given the fight to Paul Hughes the first time, and the second time would have made a significant difference. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating to watch. But Paul Hughes is good. He's got really good takedown defense. His striking is pretty good as well. It seems like he's got, decent power. I wouldn't say like great, but decent power. But the only issue for him is, when he's going up against these guys in Abu Dhabi, it's just difficult for you to get a scorecard there, especially if you're getting fouled constantly. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. But he is fighting on one of these upcoming PFL cards that I did see. I don't know who he's fighting, but I would assume he's probably going to beat everybody outside of Usman and Nurmagomedov in the PFL. I'm not too familiar with the PFL, so maybe I'm missing certain guys, but I don't think they have too many fighters that are legitimately very high-level guys, especially at 155. But anyways, boys, the next fight is our main event, Van Steenis versus Edwards 2. Hopefully we get a banger here, hopefully a finish, which will be nice. Fabian is coming off a head kick knockout in his last fight, Leon style. We'll see if he's able to repeat that against Van Steenis. Van Steenis is coming off an incredible submission victory at the end of his last fight as well, which is a huge comeback for him. But yeah, couple promos for the main, and then hopefully we'll get into it. Let's see what we got here. In terms of odds, anybody that is interested, Fabian Edwards is a -134. Van Steenis is a +114. Van Steenis is currently the champ. The only PFL live that I've been watching exciting fight was the Francis fight and the Sergio Pez and the Pez KO. That's true. That card actually was pretty good. I know it didn't do well at all, like viewership wise. It was pretty bad for the PFL. They lost a ton of money on just the main event, Francis Ngannou versus Vejeda. But yeah, the card itself I thought was interesting. There definitely was some bigger finishes. Outside of that, I couldn't really care except for the main event. Yeah, I agree. I don't really care about this card either. Normally for fight alongs or watch alongs and fight companions, I will be doing the full card. Like for example, tomorrow for UFC London, I'm doing the full card from the first fight of the night to the last. But for this one, I just did the main and co-main event because I honestly could not care less for some of the other fights in the card. But we'll see how our boy Leon does here, or Leon's brother. But I don't know. Has anybody in chat been keeping up with the card in general, though? Before the man and co-man, has it been a good card thus far? I did see there's a couple of finishes. I know we were talking about it before. Women's MMA finish, which is incredibly rare. But I don't know. Maybe it's been pretty good. I did see a little bit of the Vassell fight. But I think he kind of sucks. He just fought somebody who sucks, and he got a TKO finish. But outside of that, I didn't watch any other fights in the card. I'm off my manager. The rest is swing tomorrow for the London card. Let's go, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thanks so much for joining the card. But yeah, tomorrow should be more exciting and entertaining. And yeah, but today just wanted to do a quick live stream for this. More promos. Fucking hell, boys. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Who will win the next fight? I don't know. I don't watch too many PFL fights, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm leading with Fabian Edwards, though. But I don't really know at this point. So before I go, who's your pick for the main event? Fabian Edwards, I would say. He's my pick for the main. But I don't watch too many Fabian Edwards fights, to be honest. So take it with a grain of salt. But I know he fights somewhat similar to his brother in Leon, just less technical. But he does do a good job, or sort of a good job, at fighting off the back foot and landing his jab left straight, high kicks at times. They need a new poster boy for the PFL. I think he takes it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Probably one of the few draws from the order. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think a big reason for why that is actually is because he's Leon's brother. I'm not saying that Leon's a big draw, but just because he's the brother of a UFC former champion, it helps out. In terms of his fight style in general, like, yeah, he's put on some good performances, some nice finishes. Oh, we got Sean O'Malley walking out. No, I'm kidding. He's I don't know who this is, but he's got the Sean O'Malley walkout. Fabian Edwards, it is. But yeah. Exactly, a former UFC champion's brother. Yeah, so it definitely helps with the quote-unquote star power, I guess. But the PFL definitely desperately needs somebody else. Francis Ngannou obviously left the UFC. It wasn't much of a draw anyway. Seemed like he didn't care about the PFL anyway. He fought once for them, almost made them go out of business because he was making so much money and they didn't generate any money. And then he decides to leave after that. Now he's on the Netflix card. So he's gone. The only people that I can tell that could be a star for the PFL would be Dakota Ditcheva, who's a women's MMA fighter, so take it with a grain of salt. But she's, somewhat of a draw. Outside of her, Usman Nurmagomedov a little bit. Paul Hughes, I guess, a little bit, but he's lost a couple times, which dented the steam, I guess. But I don't know. They're not in a great spot. I personally think what I would like to see personally is I would like to see the UFC, or I would like to see, Netflix take over the PFL's roster. That's what I would like to see. Just because I think Netflix will do a much better job at putting these cards together in front of a bigger audience, for one. For two, I think they would run the organization a lot better. I think the PFL does a horrible job, if I'm being honest, with the spacing, with the promotion, with so many different things. They just do a really bad job. I think Netflix would do a much better job. It's just not realistic. I don't think the PFL is looking to sell, obviously. They just acquired Bellator not too long ago. But theoretically, I think that would be the best thing for MMA fans in general. The more pressure you can put on the UFC, the better we're going to see some of the things in the UFC. Like, for example, there's been so many complaints that us MMA fans have had for a while, like the UFC constantly going to the apex, like the UFC watering down a lot of these cards, not great main events for some pay-per-view cards. And a lot of those issues are going to continue as long as there's no competition. But if Netflix can be a legitimate competitor, all of a sudden that changes. But realistically, I don't think they would be a competitor. At least anytime soon. The best case for Netflix, if they legitimately want to get into MMA, is they have to play the long game. Just pay a lot of these up-and-comers a lot more money compared to what the UFC would do. And if they did that, then maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, they can legitimately compete. But at this point, they would have to, sign a bunch of different fighters from PFL or from the UFC or something like that to compete. But we'll see. I know they have their card coming up soon with Ronda Rousey, as well as Francis Ngannou on the card, Nate Diaz. So there definitely are bigger names on the card. I'm sure it'll generate some viewership, a good amount of viewership. But in terms of like high level MMA fights, I wouldn't say any of those fights are super high level MMA. Francis is still good, but he's fighting up against somebody who sucks. Former UFC guy in Felipe. He wasn't that good in the UFC. I think Francis probably knocks him out easily. Nate Diaz fight, Nate Diaz is always fun. He's obviously a big draw, but in terms of the fight itself, I don't think it'll be super high level. And the main event is a women's MMA fight, and it's between two washed women's MMA fighters. So it is what it is. But the name value will generate some viewership. Was about to say Dakota and Usman. Yeah, those are the only guys that they have at this point. They're their biggest stars. Even then, I don't think they're huge stars. I'd actually make the argument that Dakota is their biggest star right now. But I don't know. Even Usman, I mean, he's obviously good. So because of that, and obviously he's Dagestani, so it'll be a little bit of a bigger name, I guess. But I don't even think he's that big of a star either, to be honest. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. UFC has turned into nothing, but I was like, oh, show. That's what Dana loves doing. Fair. But yeah, there definitely are a lot of issues. I'm not gonna deny it. There's a lot of issues with the UFC. And actually, I talked about it a little bit on my second channel. If you guys are interested, I did start up a second channel called the Juice Cast. My main channel videos, anybody that is new here, are kind of just 8 to 10 minute videos where I talk about certain different MMA topics. But I did start a new channel called the Juice Cast, where it's kind of just a more laid back approach, where it's 20-minute plus videos talking about a bunch of different things in one video. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in chat. And also, if you guys are enjoying the stream and want to support your boy, be sure to hit that join button for members only live streams, discounted merch. There we go. For best bets, that is upcoming for this weekend for UFC London, or tomorrow. Members only live streams each and every Friday. I am going to be doing a members only live stream right after the stream. Also, members only shout outs in each one of my videos, discounted merch, alongside with a bunch of additional perks as well. So if you're enjoying the stream, want to support your boy, be sure to hit that join button. All right, now I got to redo this. My bad, boys. Just doing the walkouts, by the way, for these boys. Van Steenis is walking out at this point. Fabian already walked in. And hopefully we can get right into the main event relatively soon, and hopefully we get a good fight. Yeah, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Who you got for the main? I have Fabian Edwards. I do think he's just going to do a little bit more as compared to Van Steenis. Van Steenis is not terrible. He came off a huge submission victory in his last fight, but I feel like sometimes he tends to not do enough in his fights, but we shall see. Not betting it, though. I don't know that much about either one of these guys, to be honest. I don't watch PFL too frequently, but based upon the fights that I have seen, I would lean towards Fabian. Who do you guys got in chat for this fight, for the main event? All right, here we go, fellas. Getting right into the announcements, right into the main event, and should get started. By the way, anybody that is joining late, we are doing a watch along for PFL Madrid, Van Steenis versus Edwards 2. We are on the main event at this point, just doing the fight announcements, and we'll get right into it. And also another announcement tomorrow, I will be doing another watch along for UFC London. A lot more interesting UFC London compared to this card, to be honest. But that should be good as well. And live streams are traditionally more active than what we see at this point. But I appreciate everybody for joining the stream nonetheless. Here we go. Set the pace. Yeah, if I'm Van Steenis, you have to do a good job at pressuring effectively, putting out more volume, trying to land some big shots, of course, but putting out a lot more volume and constantly keeping Fabian Edwards on the defensive. For the most part, Fabian Edwards does a really good job at fighting off the back foot for the most part, fighting very similarly to Leon Edwards. Not as good, not as snappy, not as technical, but at the same time fights somewhat similarly. Uses a good jab, left straight, left, calf kick, potential high kicks at times as well. So very similar fighter. But if you're Van Steenis, constantly put him on the defensive, teep kicks to the body, pressure, and eventually land some big shots over the top. That's what I would say for this fight. Obviously, we'll see who's able to come out on top in the end. But anybody that is interested, betting wise, Fabian Edwards is a slight favorite going into this fight as a minus 134 compared to plus 114 for Van Steenis. Outside of this, the co-main event was pretty shitty, to be honest. But the card before that I wasn't watching, but I saw there was a couple finishes on it. So maybe it was a good card outside of the co-main so far. But here we go, fellas. We got Leon. Come on, Leon. Looking a little bit more beefy. Just about to get started, boys. The timer will be at the top. As you see, I'll start it as soon as the fight starts, and you guys can link it up if you would like, or queue your streams up if you would like to be watching at the same time. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. What's your favorite candy? What's my favorite candy? I don't know. I haven't had candy in forever. I'll say Starburst, probably. What about you? What's your favorite candy? But here we go, boys. About to get started into our main event. PFL Spain. Snickers, fair. Oh, are we including chocolate into that? If we include chocolate into that, I'll say Reese's then. I'll change my answer. But all right, boys. Let's get into this. Yeah. All right. Round one, about to get started. Let's get into it. All right, here we go, boys. Let's go, PFL. Let's pick up the pacing a little bit. Let's get started right into round one. Fabian about to come off the line and go for a sack. Let's go. About to get started right about now. Here we go. Round one. Main event. Calf kick lands for Van Steenis. Both guys in the center, neither pressuring each other. Couple feints from both guys. Another calf kick came up short for Van Steenis there. Much slower shot. Fabian fired in a body kick that came up short. Do you think that Fabian is going to have a significant speed advantage in this fight as well, which is something to think about if you are Van Steenis? Beautiful calf kick. That hurt him. Van Steenis landed a beautiful calf kick that hurt Fabian a bit. Fabian did return with a body kick of his own. But if you're Van Steenis, I do think you have to pressure effectively, which he's not doing a great job of at this point as he is on the back foot. But beautiful right straight lands from Van Steenis. Double underhooks here. Let's see if he's able to get the fight to the ground. Nice knee to the body lands from Van Steenis alongside the cage here. But he did a good job at landing a right straight, I believe it was. Van Steenis did. Yeah, he's way too high to actually find this takedown. He's got double unders, but he's way too high to actually finish it. Fabian did a good job at landing a knee to the body. Doing a good job thus far at keeping patient, keeping calm, and keeping his base on the feet. But yeah, Van Steenis is just too high. He's not going to find a takedown like this. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose just to stall out a little bit and win minutes, but he's not going to find a takedown like this. He's got to get lower. Ref telling them to work, which they should. They're kind of just doing nothing here. A couple calf kicks going back and forth for both guys. Nice knee to the body from Fabian lands. Fabian almost turned the position around. Nice knee to the body again from Fabian. And Van Steenis is trying to break away. Nice elbows landed for Edwards there. Nice front kick to the body lands from Edwards. A little bit more pressure here from Van Steenis, but you would like to see him put, some punches out there as well. Nice calf kick lands from Fabian. Definitely. Oh, high kick almost gets through for Van Steenis. But definitely a speed advantage for Edwards in this fight, and we'll see if he's able to utilize it effectively. Oh, beautiful right shot, or beautiful right hand, and beautiful combination lands from Van Steenis there. Ooh, calf kicks at the same time. Lands for both guys. Van Steenis is bleeding, but it was caused by a headbutt. There you go. Fabian Edwards shooting for a takedown, goes for the double leg. Van Steenis is threatening a guillotine, then he lets go of it. Does a better job at collecting his hands and trying to get Fabian off of him. Doing a good job at landing the elbows to the arms of Fabian Edwards. That's something that we've been seeing as of late, which is a pretty good tactic. And my stream pauses. That's nice. All right, let me fix this shit. My bad, fellas. Hopefully we'll be okay. All right, getting right back into it. Timer is good, by the way. Van Steenis is not really, but somewhat threatening a guillotine here. Nice knees to the legs from Fabian. Good job from Fabian breaking away. Van Steenis still staying in the cage. It could be an opportunity for Fabian to go to work, but he just backs away. Nice calf kicks land for both guys actually there. Jab left straight lands for Fabian. Nice body kick into a double leg takedown. Let's see if Fabian's able to get it. Doesn't look like he will. Guillotine. Wow, guillotine forced Edwards on his back, and now Van Steenis is on top. Let's see if he's able to land some big damage. This round's pretty close. Neither guy's really separating themselves. I think I would slightly favor Edwards at this point, but if Van Steenis can land some big shots here, he can definitely take the round. Last 18 or so seconds on top. He's going to need to do something big, though, I think. Threatening a head and arm choke. Let's go there. Edwards did a good job at forcing him to. And that's the round. I don't know. What do you guys think? Somewhat of a close round, I would say. I think I would favor Fabian in that round, but I don't know. Honestly, could have won either way. Both guys landed some good shots. But when Fabian was flurrying, putting punches together in combination, he really showed his speed, and he did a good job at landing some big shots, to be honest. But what would you guys say in chat? Who do you guys think won that round? I do think Fabian is definitely the more technical striker and has the advantage on the feet, but Van Steenis potentially may hit harder. Beautiful right straight lands from Van Steenis. Did hurt him a little bit. It was a beautiful, that was nice. Right straight from Van Steenis when Fabian was throwing punches in combination and throwing wide shots. The right straight was money, honestly, from Van Steenis in that first round. Anyways, though, getting into round two, boys. Round one, I would probably say Edwards, but super close. Could go either way. Round two about to get started. Right about now. Here we go. Round two. A lot of feints from Fabian. Doing a good job at pressuring Van Steenis to the back. Head kick came up short from Van Steenis. Oh, beautiful calf kick. Forces Edwards off of his feet. That was nice. Jab right straight. Almost lands for Fabian. Doing a good job on the pressure here. Has Van Steenis alongside the cage. This is really where you got to go to work if you're Fabian Edwards. Double leg takedown. Has double unders. Has his hands clasped. Let's see if he's able to pick up Van Steenis and put him on his back. It's going to be difficult. Obviously, Van Steenis is a good amount bigger and seems to be just physically stronger than Fabian. But nonetheless, Fabian is in a good spot here to find a takedown. He just has to keep going. You can't stop in these situations, which is honestly exactly what Edwards is doing. Nice knees from Edwards. Nice elbows up top from Van Steenis. Van Steenis did a good job at regathering. Now he's got an underhook. He should be okay here. I don't think he's going to get taken down. But Fabian is going hard for the takedowns. Hasn't been successful on them thus far. But he kind of does do a good job at flurrying, then shooting in for a double leg takedown and getting his hands clasped, but just hasn't been able to do much once he gets to that good position, which is the issue for Fabian so far. Good job using head position from Fabian. Nice knees to the thigh for Fabian. But nothing too much here. But this is the one thing, like, I get it. On one hand, Steenis is probably a little bit frustrated that nothing's going on in this situation. But at the same time, he's got to work to actually get out of this situation. And he's kind of just standing there, and they break as I say that. Oh, Steenis falls to his ground. Leon's team is, or not Leon's team, Fabian's team is telling him to get on top, which he does effectively. Fabian gets on top here, right in the corner of his team. Let's see if he's able to land some damage, potentially threaten submissions or what have you. But Steenis is already trying to build back his base. We'll see if he's able to successfully do that. There you go. Nice shots landed from Fabian. Yo, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Fabian is he's got the hooks in and he falls off. He's about to fall off. He's just way too high. He's about to fall off. Fabian Edwards and Steenis can end up on top here. There is a Kimura attempt here from Fabian, but he doesn't have the angle. It doesn't look like. Now Steenis is trying to get the back of Fabian Edwards. Could be big if he can get hooks in, which he's trying to go for. He's threatening that rear naked choke. He's got one hook in. Now he doesn't have the second hook in. Fabian is falls to his back. It's a good position for Steenis. Fabian's holding on to the glove of Steenis. And all right, there you go. They stopped it for a second. Fabian was holding on to the gloves. He's doing it again. He's doing it again. Very good. Steenis. From here, though, you want to land some damage, not just complain to the ref, which he's doing a good job at landing some big shots here. Fabian might be a little bit hurt. He's not moving that effectively. Oh, threatening the rear naked choke, which he's got under the chin. He's got to get his other hands clasped, which he didn't. He let go of it. That was probably to the back of the head, but some good shots here from Steenis. Threatening the rear naked choke once again. He doesn't have the angle, though. That's the thing. Even if he had his arm under the chin, he just doesn't have the angle. The fence is in the way. And obviously he wants to get that second hook in as well. He is holding onto the gloves quite significantly. The ref warns him again. 2 warnings. Another warning probably would be a point, I would assume. Some nice good shots landed there. Edwards did a good job at scrambling. Now he's going for a double leg takedown of his own. Steenis is threatening a guillotine. He's trying to transition to the back. Good job from Steenis getting the legs away. And there goes my stream. All right, my bad, boys. Let me just get this thing back up. All right, the time is good, though, by the way. Good job from Fabian getting up to his feet, landing some big shots at the very end. Nice knees. Good flurry by Fabian Edwards. Nice elbows up top. And there you go. That was a good flurry. All right. Good flurry at the very end. I definitely think Steenis won that round. Probably 1-1 if I had to say. But really good flurry at the very end from Fabian. What do you guys score the fight so far? I'd probably say it's 1-1. But what do you guys think? Probably 1-1 going into round 3. Not the most exciting fight in the world thus far, but hopefully it'll pick up a little bit. Also, another shout out once again. I will be doing my watch along tomorrow. Definitely will be more interesting for UFC London. So if you guys are interested, be sure to hit that join, or not hit that join button, but be sure to check it out tomorrow. And also, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to hit that join button for members only live streams, which I will be doing after this stream, alongside with best bets that I do have for tomorrow's card, UFC London. alongside with members only shoutouts and additional perks as well. But anyways, boys, getting into round 3 for the main event, Fabian Edwards versus Van Steenis 2. About to get started right about now. Here we go, round 3. Nice calf kick lands from Fabian. The team is saying that Fabian Edwards is starting to look a little bit tired. I don't know if I necessarily agree. I mean, I do think Van Steenis probably looks a little bit fresher, but I don't think Edwards is really gassed out. Maybe his arms are a little bit, but we shall see. A couple of calf kicks landed early, though. But yes, he is shaking out the arms. Nice calf kick in return lands from Van Steenis there. Nice jab lands over the top from Van Steenis. Right hand over the top, partially lands. Head kick gets blocked. A lot of beautiful body kick lands from Van Steenis. Edwards is doing a good job at pressuring. A lot of times when he pressures and he swarms Van Steenis, he does a good job at landing big shots. He's obviously a lot faster as compared to Van Steenis. Big shots landed right into a double leg takedown. Van Steenis does a good job at stuffing it, though, threatening the guillotine. Don't think he's going to go for it, but just as a threat to get Edwards off of you is a good idea. But the only thing that I will say is that Edwards has tried to wrestle a couple of times in this round, and each time it has not went his way, even when he found the takedown or when he got on top. So I don't know why he's continuing to wrestle. It seems like he has the speed advantage on the feet. Not saying Van Steenis isn't dangerous on the feet, but guillotine potentially here from Van Steenis. This might be a little bit close. Edwards does a good job of getting away. That was a bad angle on the camera, so I couldn't see. But good job from Fabian getting away from that. Once again, right back on the pressure. A couple shots landed. Nice knee up the middle from Fabian. Nice elbows land for Fabian. Once again, going in for a takedown. I don't know if this is the best idea if you're Fabian Edwards, though, to be honest. Hasn't been successful in any of these takedowns. Oh, beautiful knees. He's out. Holy shit. All right, that's it. Didn't seem like those shots were that powerful, but he's out. Van Steenis gets a knockout victory alongside the cage. Some big elbows alongside the cage. Good performance for Van Steenis. Defends his belt. I will say this, though. I didn't think Van Steenis won. I wouldn't say that it was the best game plan in the world from Fabian Edwards, to be honest. I don't know why he constantly shot him for takedowns. He had no success at all. Got on the feet. He had the speed advantage and did a good job when flurrying. But good performance from Van Steenis. Just did a good job at stuffing takedowns, keeping it on the feet. And I guess he just hits that hard, but he was landing a bunch of elbows to the side of the head. And he found the knockout. It didn't seem like they were that powerful, and Fabian just went out. But damn. Fabian's fight IQ cost him the fight. I agree. I don't know why he continued to wrestle. It made no sense to me. He had no success in the grappling. Even when he was on top, he ended up getting reversed. So I don't know. Pretty bad fight IQ, which is a big part of the game, to be honest. We see this a lot where guys just have really bad fight IQ and it costs them the fight. This is another example of that. But there you go. Van Steenis gets another victory, defends his belt. I would like to see that finish again. As I said, it didn't look like initially it was too hard of a shot, or the shots weren't that hard, but Fabian went out. Let's see the replay, hopefully. But you got Patterson or MVP tomorrow. I personally have Patterson. It'll be a tough fight. MVP, in my opinion, is the toughest guy to predict fights for. He just fights in such a weird style, but I do think the grappling upside for Patterson could be big. Also, Patterson has trained with MVP for a while, which would kind of help him figure out the game, or have a better chance of figuring out the game of MVP. So I slightly lean with Patterson, but it's a tough fight. Here we go. There's elbows to the side of the head. Honestly, didn't look like they were that hard. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it didn't really look like it was that hard, but he went out completely. So he must have a lot of power, Van Steenis. Maybe it was the first one that really did it. And it was a really good spot as well, constantly landing big elbows. But anyways, boys, that was our stream for PFL Madrid. I am going to be hopping off as the card is over at this point. I'll be hopping on stream once again tomorrow for the UFC watch along for UFC London. After this, I'm going to be hopping on stream in probably around an hour and change for our members only live stream, talking about some of my best bets for tomorrow's card. But I appreciate everybody for joining the stream. Until the next time,